Hey everybody, it's Chrissy Key Rollins here, and I'm just hopping on for a quick energy update because it's Libra season and people keep asking me to talk about it. So here I am with this Libra season update. So, what is Libra season all about? Most of us that are even a little bit familiar with astrology, we're already familiar that Libra is represented by the scales. The scales of balance is what always comes to mind with Libra season. Libra is all about balance, harmony, equality, justice. I'm getting chills with those last two words because they're very hot topics and very predominant in our current societal climate at the time of this recording. Libra is also about finding beauty and paying attention to the beauty that's around us. Libra is very relationship oriented. So you're going to be feeling a lot of upheavals in your relationships where there needs to be balance. And it's also a prime time for bringing balance into your relationships. Libra identifies themselves through their relationships. So they have this very unique quality about them. They're always good at finding the best in somebody. They're kind of perpetual people pleasers and really like people to like them because of this identity that they have with relationships and this tendency to kind of people please and find the best within people. So Libras are known for being in relationships, for being very expressive about the beauty that's in the world. And they're also typically one of the easiest to get along with within all the astrology signs. Out of all the zodiac, Libras are typically some of the easiest people to get along with. You're just all about harmony, beauty. You don't interject yourself unless it is to bring balance and harmony into a situation typically. And when this is off balance, Libra, things can get kind of wild because when justice isn't happening, it's really upsetting to the Libra. And this can express itself in a number of other ways, depending on what other astrological influences that you have going on. However, because again, Libras are very self-identified within their relationships matter a lot, then what's going to happen is that as the season goes underway, you're going to have an opportunity to bring that balance, to balance the light and the dark, the masculine and the feminine, the seen and the unseen aspects. They're going to have an opportunity to come into balance. And when things are out of balance, you're going to be more agitated, more bothered, more friction, more frustrated. And again, you're going to have all these little explosions happening in your relationships if they aren't harmonious and balanced very well. So with the fall equinox, which we just had like a little over a week ago, which was my last video talking about this invitation of balancing the light and the dark, go check that out if you haven't seen that yet. This quality of bringing this balance of light and dark, the masculine and the feminine, the seen and the unseen, is really going to play a part over the next few weeks as we continue to tip these scales of Libra season and head into Scorpio season, which is all about the taboo and the darkness and being obsessed over those things. So we'll save that for a couple weeks down the road. But Libra's here to bring that balance, to bring that beauty. And Libra also has a propensity for playing like dress up and make believe, these roles, these character roles. Libra really likes to put on because again, it's about relationship, your relationship to this character that you're portraying or that you're embodying or representing. So Libras have a lot of fun. You know, we have the Halloween season that comes up right towards the end. Actually, that tips over into next month into Scorpio, but right at the end of Libra, we get into Halloween, which is all about dress up and make believe and fun and mischievousness because we get that Scorpio energy that comes into play as well. So when Libra is coming into balance, when this energy hits us, anything that is unbalanced is going to be exacerbated. It's going to be heightened, and especially right now because we have some planets that are in retrograde. We are shifting planetarily, universally, cosmically into a different place within the cosmos. And that energy is pulling on us. It's pushing on us. It is stirring us all up, and it is doing quite a doozy on us if you hadn't been, I don't know, paying attention. But if you're alive and human on this planet, I know you've been feeling what's been happening out there in the world. And just know it's not just because everything's gone crazy out there in the world. This craziness, this chaos that you see happening, this is healing. This is what coming into balance looks like. Because the thing about balance is that one, it's not a static state. It's not a continual place of foreverness. Some people that I know don't even use the word balance. They prefer the word harmony. Asha, the little shout out to you, girl. Harmony is a really great way to describe it, because harmony doesn't mean everybody's singing the same note and that it stays consistent all the time. It just means that no matter what's chiming in, it comes together in a harmonious way. Well, when things have been out of balance for so long, as they have been in most of our lives, in our society, all around the world, right? When things have been out of balance for so long, we have to come back into balance. And as you start to come back into balance, it's like this pendulum swing. It's like this pendulum swing. And the thing about balance, because it's not a continual state, because it's not this place of stagnation, it is this harmonious bringing together of all these multiple layers of things. When you come back into balance, the only way you can know what balance is by knowing what imbalance is. So we have to know what is not right in order to be able to shift over into what is right. It's not enough for the concept. Have you noticed that? You hear concepts all the time. Some of them sound great, but it's only when you have a direct personal experience that you actually shift and change and start to change the way that you show up in life. So this balancing can't just happen where all of a sudden it's like, oh, gotcha, everything's balanced now, everything's lovely. Other Libras would love that, because what's better than that? I'm Libra rising. So I've got a lot of that Libra energy that I lead with. When people meet me, they often think that I'm Libra, very diplomatic, very wanting to be friends with everybody, always finding the best, like to a fault, in other people, which means you can overlook a lot of other stuff. So as much as us Libra energy people and those around us, as much as we would all love for balance to just come into place and be handed to us, it doesn't work that way. It works like pendulum swinging, back and forth, back and forth. Now, I started to experience this really strongly on the fall equinox, which was September 22nd, and the days that have followed that. Now, my pendulum is starting to slow down a little bit to where the extremes aren't quite as extreme, and that it's starting to find a really nice rhythm and a little settling point. So if that's happening within my world, I assure you, you're right behind me. That's going to be happening in your world as well. So I'm just a couple paces ahead so that I can relay back some of this information so that we can all take a collective deep breath and move forward together. So this pendulum swing, it means it's going to go from things really looking good and going right and going well and everybody getting along and harmonious to what the heck just happened. I thought we were over this. I thought we were past this. Why is this coming up again? Why am I dealing with this issue again? Now the again part retrograde, because that's what retrogrades do. They make it appear as if you're going through something that you've been through already, but I assure you, you've never been through this before. I don't care if you're dealing with the same people, same situations, same places. You've never been through this before as you are right now today. So no matter how much it looks like the history is repeating itself and you're backsliding or backtracking, no, babe. That's just the pendulum swinging back the other way. That's it. Just a pendulum swinging. And if it swings one way, it's going to swing back the other way. So just ride the wave, take a deep breath, remove all sharp objects from your vicinity and people if needed. Take a deep breath, wait for that pendulum to start swinging in the other direction, and then catch that upswing back up again. So if you've been feeling that swing happening, just know that that's what's going on. It's not a huge upheaval. It's not this everything's going to, you know what? It's not any of that. It's the appearance of such. Because just like with any healing, like physical healing that goes on in the body, do you know the point of which healing happens, that we start to register that healing happens? It is at the point that everything starts to tip from its highest point and starts to go back down again. So at your the highest level of symptoms being expressed is the very point of which healing starts to shift over and go underway. Now, I really think that all of it's healing, even the upheaval, because I think that's what it is that we clear and balance our energy internally, which a lot of us have been doing the work. You've been showing up, you've been doing the work. You haven't been punching people in the throat, even though it crosses your mind. You haven't been being the one who's being rude and intolerable, or whatever the right word would be for that. It's not you. You've been holding it down. You've been doing great, and I'm proud of you. Keep doing it and know that it's not for nothing. It is not for nothing. Those upheavals are going to keep happening as long as you have stuff that you need to clear out of the way. I'm going to say that again. The upheavals are going to keep happening as long as you have stuff that you need to clear out the way. So for some of us that have been on this path, clearing stuff out of the way isn't going around and doing more. It's actually the very opposite of that. Remember, this is about balance. So if you've been running around doing all the do's, taking care of all the people, making sure that all the stuff happens, we keep going, carrying more than your fair share of the load, the only way to come back into balance is for you to not figure out how to manage all that with it all up in the air, but to realize what is not your responsibility. I have somewhere within my beingness, and I have for a very long time, this desire to save the world. I want to save the world. I want to take what I know that cultivates peace within me. I want to plant it in every single person around the planet so we can all just chill out and have a good time together. That's what I want. But part of my balancing is learning that that's not what I came here for, because you're not broken. Neither is this world. Nothing needs to be fixed. The next level for a lot of us on this path is learning how to stop trying to save everyone and instead heal, reconcile, validate, self-validate that which is coming up inside of you, and to let go of this need for this external validation. And Libra season is really going to bring that out, because there's nothing that we humans like more than to be able to see and experience through our 5 major senses balance and justice and harmony happening in the world. But this is the place of contrast. This is the place of both things at one time. So you're not going to be free of the dark ever, but you can balance it in such a way that you can see even within the darkness, there's goodness. And even within the goodness, there's darkness. And you can't have one without the other. It's like a battery where you take away the negative, you're just left with the positive. You ain't got no charge. It's not going to do anything for you. You got to have both, and you can't separate them out. They are all intermixed together, because that's the way that they work. And that's how this world works too. And that's what Libra season is inviting you to do. Step into that place where you can stop the judgments of the extremes, and you can begin to settle into knowing that all is indeed well, regardless of how things appear on the outside physical, that you've done nothing wrong, perhaps. Nothing wrong to screw any of this up. I mean, nothing is going off course. In fact, this is the most direct path to healing that you could ever be on. You're in the fast lane. It just feels like you're sliding backwards because of that pendulum swing. That's it. So when you feel that backslide, know that that's the pendulum, and drop in the comments below. Let me know, how's this been showing up for you? Can you relate to what I'm saying? Do you have any more insights into Libra season? Are you a Libra? Do you study astrology? Drop some comments below. I want to learn from you too, and let's keep this conversation going. If you want to dive deeper into this conversation, join me over on Patreon, patreon.com/CK Rollins. And I have this conversation going all the time, and so much more that you can instantly access. And yeah, I look forward to hearing your comments. I hope this was helpful, and hang in there. We just got a few more weeks, and then we get to tip into crazy Scorpio season. So enjoy Libra while it's here. Enjoy the beauty, enjoy the relationships, enjoy the harmony, and happy balancing. All right, y'all. See you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching.